From time to time, when I actually have a moment to try to slow down and reflect on what's playing out in the world, and I try to understand where things are headed, the concern that I have is not necessarily about myself. And any parent watching this video is going to understand, but it's about the world my children will inherit. And I think about the threats that we seem to face on an almost daily basis. And I wonder if there's really any way to prepare them fully. So much of what I try to accomplish on this channel is not about getting my household ready, but hopefully taking you along this journey as I grapple with and I work through these issues. I realize that while I can only really prepare for my family's security, I can share my analysis and the steps I'm taking through this channel to really hopefully spur you along your own journey. You and I, we have this common bond that we share, this concern that can either dominate us or propel us forward. And I genuinely hope that it's the latter as it is in my situation. Sometimes a hazard that I must warn you about is the potential for a pandemic, as I did right before COVID, and as I recently covered on the video regarding the avian flu. Sometimes it's an egg or beef shortage about to spike prices. Sometimes it's to dispel hype and the fallacies like I did with the diesel fuel shortage scare. Sometimes that hazard is extreme weather, geopolitical machinations, the potential for nuclear war, or financial alliances like BRICS. And just like how I stay calm, rational, and honest with my family, I try to do the same with you. As I've mentioned many times on this channel before, if I become genuinely concerned about something, I'll let you know. And lately, I've tried to be careful what I say around my children. I do this because I want them to enjoy their childhood and not lay burdens and concerns on them that they have no control over. They'll turn into adults one day and they'll learn the unforgiving nature of the world that we live in. But for now, I want them to enjoy the time that they have in their lives. Additionally, does it do me any good if I lie to my kids or make something out to be a more significant threat than it actually is to get them worked up? Like any parent, I try to teach them what to look for and to try and make their world safe. By being honest with them, I hope I'm also building trust with them. And I hope by being as honest as I can in my videos and by not introducing fear or grifting on you, my community, I'm building trust with you as well. I try to be so careful with my words. A slight tweak in wording can stoke fear, which is simply not my objective. The feedback from you, the community, about the calm approach I take on this channel is probably the biggest compliment that I can receive. And I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. And as a father, my concerns extend beyond the confines of our immediate lives, encompassing the future of our world. In these tumultuous and uncertain times, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the sheer number of challenges that we face. It's easy to try and find a patsy or scapegoat for the world's problems, though that doesn't really help us in our present and future predicaments. It's easy to trust in our systems and government safety nets so much that we relax and we believe that some agency will rush in and save us if things get too bad. And I don't believe that, and I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't be here. Our collective determination to face challenges head on and navigate them together consistently draws me back into this community. We're not hiding from the truths that we see, and we aren't making something of it all, which isn't true. We all harbor worries and fears. And look, it's tempting to surrender in the face of daunting tasks. Although I've achieved a great deal and I've found some solace in my preparations, I know that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Some days, yeah, it feels overwhelming, but as I've always pointed out before, building a plan and working on it is all I can do, and I would encourage you to do the same. So let's be honest, many of us share a frustration with those that we've elected as our representatives to represent our interests, only to witness their allegiance shifting to the highest bidder, or the good heart that they projected being replaced by a quest for a 10-second soundbite with nothing productive ever accomplished. And look, I'm not going to delve into politics on this channel. It's a subject that I purposely avoid on this channel, and there's a lot of reasons for it. But still, I believe that we can find common ground in our dissatisfaction with current affairs. I believe that none of us genuinely puts all of our faith in government or community leaders to throw us a lifeline when we need it or to circle back and save us. And on the contrary, Governments, they often show that they are having difficulty being up to the task of rescuing their own people from the increasingly more extreme disasters that we face. And look, I've encountered setbacks, I've encountered failures and triumphs as well throughout my journey. Yet, what fuels my drive is an unwavering determination to provide for my family and you, my community, as I want to do all I can to ensure our collective future security. And look, we all share this profound concern for the well-being of our loved ones. I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to you, this incredible community whose wisdom and experiences have enriched my own path. And your invaluable insights, they empower me to confront the challenges that lie ahead. And I don't take the trust that I've earned from you lightly, and I hope that my work will continue to help you on your own journey as well. Speaking of which, I am thrilled to share some exciting updates on our vertical gardening projects. Now, I apologize for the delay in releasing those videos. I've been talking a lot about them over the last few months, and I haven't been able to produce anything. I've been running into various issues getting permitting for a shed that I was going to set up on the side of my house to dedicate that area to vertical growing. I want to do various projects in there. But again, government and community bureaucracies can sometimes hinder our best intentions. And before I sat down to record this video today, I finally got an email that the permitting has been approved. So I've got a few other things that I've got to put in place, namely a drainage for the side of the house where I'm going to stick the shed, and a foundation where I'm going to put the shed. But I'm working on getting those done in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I've got an appointment to start some of the permitting, yada yada, on the drain next week, and we'll knock that out quickly thereafter. So if everything goes smoothly, I should have the shed set up sometime, fingers crossed, around mid-August, hopefully in about a month from now. Now, the reason I've been waiting on installing the shed was just to give me a dedicated space. But obviously, you don't need a shed. You can do this anywhere that you have space. And I've got a lot to learn in the coming months, and I'm excited to take you along on the journey. I've got a few books here on my desk. This one, Hydroponic Gardens, and some others that I'm going to be sitting down learning over the next few weeks, ramping up to start those series of projects. So again, my apology for the delay, but this has been a lesson in patience. And with the extreme current weather anomalies that we're all seeing playing out in front of us at this time, this is the reason I'm getting into this, because I believe the future of gardening is going to be vertical growing in controlled climate environments. And this is why I'm so interested in learning this approach. I've done traditional gardening, but I've had mixed success because of all the variables that really I have no control over: weather, pests, you name it. And so I'm trying to learn how to do this in a bit more of a controlled environment. Now, I emphasize heavily on this channel the need to start growing at least something of what you eat. And again, that doesn't matter if it's a windowsill garden, a vertical tower, a backyard garden, or a farm. It's really up to you. I believe that we're going to continue to see crop and herd failures because of the heat. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen all at once, but we're going to see more and more production issues, lower efficiency, lower production levels, which is going to drive food prices higher and higher over the next several years. We're already seeing both droughts and floods wiping out crops, and we're going to see some pretty dramatic ecological shifts leading to mass die-offs and migratory changes in the coming years. So the trends are pretty clear, and the data that's being collected point toward a future where, again, it's in your best interest to get ready. As I always point out, this is not a political issue for me. This is pure observation, and I'm trying to make decisions to position myself and my family and you, the community, in the best way possible for what's coming down the road. My intent, as I always say, is not to scare you, but the next few years, let's be honest, we're going to see serious challenges to our wild, farm, and raised food supplies. Most people, I would say, don't see this, or more likely, they don't want to see it. They see the higher prices at the store and immediately assume that it's just price gouging and profiteering. And while those most definitely occur, our food selection is far too narrow, specialized, and tightly wound. It's not equipped to continue absorbing all these little compounding challenges. And look, I'm not unsympathetic to the challenges people face in trying to learn and integrate these systems. It's a lot of work. They take time and money, which is challenging in and of itself. And to those who don't see it, and perhaps you know a few of them, I would encourage you to look at the data, read between the lines of the news, and then, as I always tell people, set a goal of where you want to go to get to, and then begin to take actionable steps, laying out the steps that you're going to take to get there. I'll be focusing more on information on this channel in the coming months to introduce the data in ways that are hopefully easy to understand. It's a tough needle to thread, to be honest, as they see this through a political lens, and any information that goes against a firm belief they hold upsets them. And I'm not unsympathetic to that. I'm not trying to shove anything down anybody's throats. And as I've stated time and time again, my goal is just to introduce the data to help you come to your own conclusions. It's up to you what you do with it. No, I have no agenda other than laying out the information in front of you so that you can adapt your preparations accordingly. If there's one thing I'll be honest that I'm guilty of, I just want to help people. And I'm not just talking about the weather either. Many never believed a pandemic could shut down the world, yet we've now seen that occur. Many never considered that avian flu could so decimate our egg-laying population of fowl, but it did. Many never considered that choking smoke from wildfires could blanket them and blot out the sky thousands of miles away. Many never imagined train derailment could force them to evacuate their homes. My encouragement is tell those still reluctant to prepare for the future to set a what it would take mark for themselves. When they cross that point, if they survive, will they commit to prepare? How have your preps helped you in real tangible ways? I would encourage you to share that in the comments below because I think it would be useful for the community to understand that they're not alone. If there's one thing I would teach you if I could, and just like I do with my family, it would be to do the work to secure your own future. Listen and learn from the obstacles we most likely will face in the future, and then work on a plan to meet and overcome those challenges. Whether that's economic instability, food insecurity, or the complete collapse of the supply chain or ecosystem, we have some challenges and work to do. Every now and then, I like to take a moment to extend my heartfelt appreciation to this remarkable community. I greatly appreciate you and all I've learned from you over these many years. It's really put me in a better position, and I hope I can continue to give back practical information in the coming years. Together, we can navigate the uncertainties that lie ahead and forge a secure future for our families. I'm most enthusiastic about our continued collaboration, and I look forward to working with you hand in hand as we move forward. As always, stay safe out there.